I like to follow the universe.
We live now. Okay.
I like to follow the universe. I like to follow the universe. I like to follow love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. I like my potato and my die and my salvation. And by night and by day. Through his holy prophet. Through his holy prophet. Amen. Jolly. Amen.
Amen. All right.
Are you ready to go to bed?
On that note, ladies, go to bed. And we turn it over to the Sheik. We're gonna talk about nationality today. One question: are you gonna take questions, or are you just gonna be teaching?
You know what? I think I can take some questions, but definitely just to get this thing kicked off. I don't know. I'm see how I'm gonna show you this, but let me see if I can just flip it that way. You see that?
Yeah. What edition is that?
All right. That what you're looking at right now is Black's Law 4th edition. Also looking at the 7th edition. And I'm looking at the 8th edition. This right here in front of me that's open right now is the 3rd edition. I'm looking at the 2nd edition here.
All right.
And then let me swing around here. Pretty much I got everything except for 1 and 2 out and 10. But
all right.
I'm going to go out of number 3 here. And that's dealing with, excuse me one second. Should have got some more light out here. I decided to come out here. I have a parrot, and she likes to talk, and she'll ruin everything. But to start this thing off, let me stand up here. Let me get a little light. Bear with me.
All right, yeah. If you guys ask questions in the chat, I'll ask them. You know, at the end. Okay. If we have time.
All right, here we go. Okay. Then go ahead and ask me a question. I had this thing marked off here. Any questions for me?
Not yet. People are just starting to come in.
They're starting to pop. Okay, yeah, we'll give them a second.
Yeah. Yep. So y'all hear that? It's gonna go in on nationality. If you got questions, you can just type them. We'll get to it later. If y'all watch this after the fact, you watch like the recorded, just type them in the comments, and maybe we'll hit on them next time. All right. So that's pretty much it, man. It's an important topic. You know, a lot of people you hear more saying nationality is the order of the day, and there's very important reasons for that. If anybody goes back through history and I mean, you could just Google the Negro Act and then type South Carolina. You know, look some things like that up.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what? Black's Law says the quality of nationality, the quality of being national or strongly attached to one's being national. Hold on, I'm sorry. Okay, nationally strong attached to one's own nation. Patriotism. This is coming out of Black's Law. A people distinguished by a common land, language, and a character. A nation, a race. Allegiance to all native and a nation, separate and independent. Existence as a political government or nation. That's it right there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's coming out of Black's Law 3rd edition.
Uh-huh.
Excuse me, I didn't gather myself enough light so I can see, you know how I am with little tiny words.
Yeah.
But like I said, when you're dealing with nationality, like you said, going back into the Negro laws, pretty much everybody knows, and a lot of people don't. You got nationalization and you got denationalized. Yeah, nationalized and denationalized. Denationalized is pretty much when you've been branded chattel property. And so that's pretty much what would be your Negro, colored, black, African American. you know, those who continue to keep that stripping from them, that title of what we want to call that, 13th, 14th Amendment citizens.
Yeah, yeah.
So 1774, you were stripped of your nationality. By 1778, it was a wrap for you. You know, and a lot of people still have not realized that carrying those brands, you know, that's a terrible stigma to have, man. You know, when you get back to what Kanye said, quote, I don't mean to misquote him, but, you know, but I believe he said, and it's not 500 years, but during that time period between what the prophet said, us being in slavery, we've made a big choice on that. It's a choice. It's a choice of, like, if you want to accept the word black, Negro, color, and then you got somebody, well, this is what black. Look in a regular dictionary. Right here. I'm sorry. You know what? I didn't even read that out of Black's Law. Wow. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This is actually, this is can you see that?
Yeah, we got it.
Okay, that is a 1939 Webster's Dictionary, unabridged.
All right.
So yep. So yep. So jumped a little too early. So and surface. Bear with me. I'm searching through. Okay, I got the 4th edition right here.
All right.
And I'll read. As soon as I find nationality, the quality of a character which varies from the fact of a person being belonging to a nation or state. Nationality determines the political status of the individual, especially with a reference to allegiance, while domicile determines his civil status. Nationality varies either by birth or by naturalization, according to the, I think it's Savigny. Savigny is, if I'm correct, Savigny, that name, Svigny, that is a German, he's a German guy.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere in the late 1700s to early 1800s. Jurisprudence. He was like, he was the dude for that. So if you ever run into that name, and his name was, didn't mean to jump in there like that, his name was Frederick Carl von, legal scholar who pioneered the historical approach to jurisprudence. So that's who that is. So I'm not really concerned with him right now. But getting into Black's laws, of course, you know, this dictionary is here in these Americas. He's about to get in trouble, y'all.
Sorry about that.
So, let me see. Okay. Nationality is also used as opposed to territorial for the purpose of distinguishing the case of a nation's having no national territory. The Jews. Private International Law number 5. So this Black's Law's 2nd edition I have here is actually referring to you to go to Westell Province International Law number 5. So I hope everybody caught that on nationality, which means if you don't have a nationality, you don't belong to a land. If you look at
that's big.
Yeah. If you look at Form 181, I think, of the United States race classification, everything on there says the original inhabitants, except for African American. It says belonging to the racial cultural group somewhere in Africa. And you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't say original. So it's telling you you don't exist. You definitely colored.
Uh-huh.
When you look at the word colored, if somebody want to look up the word colored, it's artificial. It has no lineage, no mom, no dad. It has nothing. That's what it is. So that throws you what? 3/5 of a man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very important that, you know, Moors wake up and realize and take back their nationality because it was stripped from you. And as long as you don't have that, you don't have a say-so. You can't do anything. And then they wonder why when they run up against, when they're in a court system or dealing with a police or something, you know, or just dealing with somebody from another country, and you run up, I don't know how it was in Brazil. But if I'm in Brazil and I tell you I'm African-American or black, what are you going to think?
It's confusing. You know, they just going off of what we call ourselves. You know, if we tell them that we're Moorish American, they're just gonna accept it. You know, so
Right.
Everyone else, well, I shouldn't say everyone else, but a lot of other people in the world, they think this is the name that we created for ourselves. They don't realize that our government created that status for us. You know, they think this is what, and so if the narrative is that, you know, we're African American, descendants of slaves from Africa, and this is what we tell in the world, they believe it.
Listen at the story.
It's confusion.
Wow. Yes. Very. Now, as you say that, I was always told that by a good friend of mine, and he leaves the country often, and he once told me, if I ever go to Mexico or South America, be sure to tell them my nationality.
Mm-hmm.
He said, black people take the tour.
Yeah.
African Americans take the tour.
Yeah.
You know, Moors or Americans get to roam the country free. So they don't make sure they put you on the tour bus so they can watch you.
Uh-huh.
You don't know who you are. You've been hit upside your head.
Blackout. Yeah.
I mean, you're literally civilly dead with names like that.
Yeah.
Anybody got some questions out there for us yet, or?
Yeah, yeah, we have some questions. Okay, the first one, Salvador said, are the older editions worth investing in? So he was talking about Black's Law Dictionary.
Yes. The older the book, the better. Yes, they are. Bouvier's too. There's a few law dictionaries you can get. If Bouvier, there's another one, I can't think of it right now. But yeah, the older the book, the better.
All right.
Now, that first one, number one, is probably going to run you about $1,000 or more. They like to keep that one on lock.
Yeah.
Go to some estate sales. That's what I recommend. Go to estate sale. Sometimes you can find them in thrift stores. So if you go in and get nosy, when you walk in a Goodwill or somewhere, like Webster's Dictionary from 1939, I paid $7 for it, man. And I look in there, even got the title Moor in there.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. Okay, we have another question too. All right, Deontay asked, do I change my name to a free national name?
Well, I'm gonna ask Deontay, is he in a temple?
You hear that, Deontay? Are you in a temple? All right, you want to come back to that later?
Yeah, we can come back to that.
Can I add on to that though?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, there's a lot of confusion. What's our free national name?
Just add the L or the B.
Uh-huh. Yeah. But yeah, isn't our free national name Moorish American?
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, you not gonna get a European with L or B. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay, Deontay said no, he's not in the temple.
Deontay should find a temple.
Mm-hmm.
He should find a temple.
All right. Okay.
It'll work a lot better for you.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So okay, here's another one. Root Word said if our bloodline is from here, how can we be like immigrants?
Well, we're not immigrants. You're indigenous. You're here. The biggest thing is, if you want to go back to Pangea when the continents divided, you know, if I'm in front of Deontay and all of a sudden the earth land decides to split and it keeps drifting, I already know where he's at. He knows where I'm at. You know, you just got a divided land.
Uh-huh.
So pretty much, like I said, if you want to get into the history when Columbo came over here, he already said there were already Moors, Hamitites, Amorites. There were a few people over here already that had already been here. So, you know, as well as you go down towards Mexico with the Toltecs, you know, and anybody else that was in South America. And they all Moors.
Islam.
You know,
Islam.
so that fictional slave ship, you know, good ship Jesus coming in and bringing us here. No, we were already here. Like slavery is the result of a lost war.
Exactly.
Once they did what they did in Spain, they was like, we got to go over there. We on our way. They was coming.
All right. And can you say what you just said again about South America too?
What, the Toltecs and the Olmecs?
Yeah.
That they were already here?
Yeah.
You got things recorded from the 1st century that they were already here. There's a story I read years ago, a book, and I don't know the name of the book. I was younger, and it talks about, I forgot what they called them then, but we call them Cambodians now. They were over here too. We had to get them up out of here because they were practicing cannibalism.
Yeah.
So that's why you have those same like mounds or pyramids. I hate to use that word, but that's what we're so accustomed to saying.
Yeah.
They're the same mounds over there. You know, remember they're real. Their skin is very melanated.
Yep. Exactly. All right. I'm gonna show the screen share real quick. Hang on a second. All right. Okay, this book, if you can find it, get it. It's called Queen Mu and the Egyptian Sphinx. Right? Here,
Mu.
Queen Mu.
You know who
this
Mu
guy, Augustus Le Plongeon, I guess he's French or from like Belgium or something like that. He wrote Queen Mu and the Egyptian Sphinx, and he's talking about the connection. Can you see the screen? Can y'all see the screen? Okay, he's talking about the connection to the ancient places like Lemuria, Atlantis, and there's a passage in here on page.
Okay.
Right? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Keep talking. Give me 1 second. I have to do something right quick.
All right. Okay, there's a passage in here on page 98 where he's talking about the Peruvian royalty, okay? And their connection to the ancient Mayans, all right? And when he goes in here, he's taking a description of the Peruvian royalty from the European explorers, conquistadors, whatever you want to say, and other writers, right, on the Peruvian royalty. And it says right here, Garlaso de la Vega, Cieza de Leon, Acosta, and other writers on Peruvian customs and manners inform us that the fringe and tassel of the Llantu, right, Llantu, royal headdress of the Incas, right, Incas spelled with a Y, were made of fine crimson wool, right? So it was made of fine crimson wool, red, and it's got the fringe and tassel on it, okay? And that's just one thing in there. And then this book in particular, this is going in on the connection to, you know, to the ancient civilizations that passed away, you know, that are long gone, Lemuria, okay? And he's describing the Incans, and in here he's talking about the Mayans. And like if you understand, if you have, you know, eyes that see, you know that he's talking about us, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, why else is the are the royalty, of Peru wearing a, royal headdress,
Yes.
fine crimson wool with the tassel? All right. Okay. So this is tying us back into that, but it's indirect. You have to make the connection, and we have to do our own archaeology. But
Yeah.
I was just showing that because you hit on South America, and that connection.
They're not gonna come out and tell you who you are.
Exactly.
The whole idea is to keep you on event.
Exactly.
And where they can't keep you on event, your own people will.
Yes.
Speaking of that, everybody, my daughter's nickname is Moo.
Wow.
So the island of Lemuria. And people would laugh.
Uh-huh.
Because when you kind of lightweight conscious, which I was back then, I'm a lot better now, but just coming into this, people would laugh and tell me I was crazy.
Uh-huh.
I heard, well, no, we came over here from Africa. And I used to always tell myself, at one time, I almost got a tattoo that says, "Where's home at?" I'm glad I never did that.
Yeah.
I'm glad I never did that. When I was like 18 or 19, I was going to get a tattoo with a picture of the continent of Africa with a question mark, "Where's home?" But that's when I was just digging, like, okay, where am I from?
Uh-huh.
Later on, when I got into more science, and got into the temple, it dropped right in front of me.
Yeah.
I had books on Noble Drew Ali, but it was like, just talking about him. I'm sorry, the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, just talking about him. But once I got in the temple, everything that was missing, I was able to bridge them gaps. And then after that, I was able to take off running. Like, there's a lot of times I'm getting into books, and a lot of them are modern books. And I'm reading, like, I ordered one from a library in Georgia just to be getting it. I got it on eBay.
Uh-huh.
And as I'm reading it, it kept hinting around the word more. And so I'm looking like, wow, if I didn't know how to put this together, I wouldn't understand it. So I sat down with my son, I showed him, I said, you know what's missing? Who you really are. I said, it keeps calling you slave or African American.
Mm-hmm.
It's not telling you who you really are. It's not giving you your nationality or none of that. But praise Allah that the Prophet Noble Drew Ali came and gave us that.
Islam.
Came back, brung that, and gave you that gift. All you got to do is open it.
That's right.
And when you have a nationality, it's a beautiful thing, because simple fact is, nobody's going to deal with you if you got amnesia. And that's what you have because you don't know who you are. And that is the worst thing that a human being could do to themselves, is not know who they are. And Islam. If you look up the word hue, it's something with a tent.
Uh-huh.
That's just a small piece of it. But if you look that word up, hue, in the dictionary, it will tell you, you are a human being. Anything
and right along with what you said, Deuce Jackson said he came with the MLK quote, refugees in our own land. And it's like, people who were, paying attention back then when the whole Hurricane Katrina thing went down, and they were actually
calling them refugees
down there. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Me and my wife was looking at that like, they calling them folks refugees. And we still accepted it. Nobody got on there and said, wait, hold on a second.
Yeah.
I'm home here. Y'all the ones visiting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all the ones on the contract, but we don't know that.
Yep.
We refuse to find out because guess what? We've been taking handouts and letting them teach us our story. And the bottom line is, when you look at it, as long as they the dealer, you will never be a winner.
Exactly.
That game is designed for that.
That's true. I mean, that's true. We got another question for you. All right. Yeah. Root Words asks,
Root Words we don't hear a lot. How you doing, Root?
Yeah. He's coming with the questions. He said, was the noble an Indian?
Say what now?
He's asking if Noble Drew Ali was an Indian, you know, indigenous.
Okay, if you were European, you would say that.
Yeah.
Or if you were Albion, I'm sorry, because we were the Europeans too. He was from a tribe. So yes, he was Moorish. He wasn't Indian. He was Aboriginal, indigenous. But if I want to get be able for Root to understand me, then I'll say yes, he was an Indian.
Exactly.
But he wasn't. You know, so you know, and it talks about it. I'm gonna ask Root this question. Has he ever even studied the Prophet Noble Drew Ali?
All right, we'll give him a chance to answer that.
Huh?
We give him a chance to answer that, and I have some other general questions. Okay, yeah, all right. A lot of people are asking, how do they find a temple? Some people are in Louisiana. We got someone in Los Angeles, somebody in Arkansas. Everybody's asking, how can they find a temple?
Then they need to go to the website, and so if you can kick them that, the MSTA website.
Yeah, that website is mstofa.net, and you can click on the locator, and also, if you don't see a temple near you, you can still contact temple. Hang on a second. Is it home office?
Yes, it is. I believe it is home office
at mstofa.net. Yeah, somebody just asked anyone in or near the Louisville area. Okay, so if you feel what we're saying, go to mstofa.net. Even if you don't see a temple on there on the temple locator, contact home office at mstofa.net and just contact, because there may be divine ministers, might be a mission or something near you.
Yeah, mission or a branch temple.
Yeah, it might not be on the site yet. So still contact, and we'll link you up, you know, with the Moors in your area. Right. And okay, that leads right. Well, let me see. Root Word said, hang on a second. He said, from a tribe, facts. I love the national side of Moors. I'm sort of attached to Tariqite. So
yeah, no.
The Sheik asked if you studied about the Prophet. But you got
read
that.
Any books?
Say that again, Sheik.
Or read any books on? I mean, there's a lot of books out there on the Prophet, and there's a lot of good people, a lot of good Moors who have wrote things, you know, about the Prophet. You know, but just to step in, like where he was born at, you know, and all that. But you can get all that information once you join the temple.
Islam.
You know, and then Taj has probably done the best segment on that. You know, from anybody that I've ever, you know, dealt with. You know, I mean, I haven't dealt with him personally, but just from watching, you know, and then some of the books he's written.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Okay.
And I got a few heavy hitters on my team too here in Toledo. So
Islam to that. All right, that leads right into the next question. Kevin Jasper Bay said, what are the benefits of being in the temple?
The benefits of being in the temple, man. The benefits of being in the temple is the fact that we have our Holy Day service and we have our Sunday school. And the Prophet said, you know, if you what I want to say here. When I got in there, my Sunday school, like I said, out of Sunday school come your future.
Exactly.
Your children. Now, when in a temple, like I said, one, you're learning about who you are. Two, you have protection in the temple. You know, so it's a lot different. Like You know, I don't want to get into law on here tonight,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a great deal of benefits of being in the temple.
Islam. So yeah, we could go further
Because you
in
have
that
somebody who can
another
speak and
day.
talk for you.
Mm-hmm. Islam. All right. And he also, same person, Kevin asked another question. Does the temple really want to accept any and everybody?
Yes, we want you. We want you. If we can help you recognize who you are and clean yourself up, yeah, we want you. Come in. The doors is open.
Mm. All right.
You know, come in. Understand that see, a lot of us, and I don't want to offend anybody, but a lot of us are still waiting on Jesus. You know, and I still haven't seen anything where he came over here.
Uh-huh.
But the prophet Noble Drew Ali brung you some information to help you save yourself.
Islam. All right. And we have two people asking the same question. Basically, do you have to be a Muslim to be a Moor? You have to practice Islam.
We do Islamism, the old time religion. But coming into that, we all are Moors. We all are Moors. Now, the thing about being here in America, being a Moorish American Muslim, you know, when I look at another guy who's I never understood the Sunni thing. Being a Sunni Muslim, and I'm from here.
Yeah.
Not from that tribe over there. So to each his own, that's what I can say. But the benefits, you know, but when I see one of my brothers,
mm-hmm.
you know, we can chop it up to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But I already know that, you know, they left, you know, the laws. We accept all the teachings of all the prophets from Muhammad on down. You know, but a lot of people fail to realize that there was a great prophet that came in these time periods.
Exactly.
Or shall I say last century, and gave you the information you need to save yourself.
Exactly.
So to answer his question, like I said, you know, it's a whole different story, you know, when you see somebody and they tell me, well, I haven't found nobody tell they Shiite yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or Kurd.
Uh-huh.
But most of our brothers here, like I said, I had to do what works for me, what felt good to me.
Yeah.
Because I had to have a nationality. And I don't think them cats understand that you have to have a nationality. And the prophet said that. The whole world needs to know who you are.
Mm-hmm. Islam.
Like I said, we'll go back to that German Shepherd. Put him in Australia, he's still a German Shepherd.
Yep.
Put him in Africa, he's a German Shepherd. Put him back in the highlands in Germany, he's a German Shepherd. Put him on Mars or Venus, he's a German Shepherd.
Islam.
Put you on Mars and Venus, the whole world don't look up and say, somebody say, oh, look at that Moor. Oh, no, that's the N-word. That's a Negro. Oh, look at that black guy. Look at that colored guy up there.
Uh-huh.
You can be next to the German Shepherd. They'll immediately recognize the German Shepherd. Hey, look at the German Shepherd. Your name done changed 8, 9, 10 times. German Shepherd, still a German Shepherd.
Islam. I think that makes sense. A lot of people can understand that. So yeah, it doesn't matter where you're coming from. It doesn't change who you are, what your descent is, right? And okay, so yeah, I think you pretty much explained it for people. You know, it's like, yeah, we're, even if you don't realize you're practicing Islam, in a lot of cases you are. If you live in by love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And I actually went into Islam years ago, like took my family in there, like before I even knew anything about Moors. But I never got caught up in all that Sunni Shiite stuff because I was going to like an international mosque, and you know, there's too many different sects to be caught up in that. But yeah,
you know what's funny?
That's not really our beef.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I have, you know, once I just went on and jumped in the Moorish Science Temple of America, you know, to find out who I am. I got my aunt lives in Saudi Arabia.
Wow.
And, you know, so we kind of went back and forth arguing lower self-activity all day.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking and I realized to myself, I said, well, you know what? They're not telling her who she is. And I had a friend of mine who's from Lebanon, and he told me, he said, well, when I told him I'm a Moor, he's like, yeah, I knew that. He says, not my job to tell you who you are.
Wow.
You know, they have their little jokes on the side and behind your back, you know what I'm saying? So they might be telling you, oh, here comes your friend with amnesia or something, you know what I'm saying? And so later on, when you start talking to their family members and stuff, is a whole different greeting, you know, once they know, you know. So, like, it's kind of like, hey, look at that bumbling fool walking down the street. And then once you realize, hey, my name is Chris. Okay. Hey, Chris. But other than that, you was a bumbling fool, you know. And then you got some people that'll just test you on this. You know, I've learned when people test me on my nationality, a lot of them, you know, you have to be careful not to hurt people. I mean, because we for love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice.
Islam.
So a lot of time, and like I said, I'm like the Prophet Muhammad. I haven't fully, but I've learned to try to make my lower self submissive to the will of Allah. You know, in this journey that I've taken on, you know, a lot of people, I'll walk somewhere and they'll say something about my fez. And the biggest thing is, you know, the most funniest thing?
What's that?
And it might happen to you, but I was out at going into Kroger's. You know, a lot of times I wear my headdress.
Yeah, me too.
And Albion woman looks at me and she goes, I am so happy about the work y'all do.
Wow.
I mean, y'all charities, everything. Oh, yeah. I said, yeah, we do it all. I'm so happy about the charity. You know, and she's thinking I'm a Shriner.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
You know, she got ready to hand me some money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said, yeah, we Moors do great work. We help civilize the whole planet. You know, she probably got in the car and was probably shook. You know, like blue. She was probably like, what just happened there? You know, and you know, and a lot of them know who we are, and a lot of them don't know.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the thing, true. Because like I said, just like you don't know, they don't know. A lot of them don't know who they are.
Yeah.
When it comes to nationality. Yeah. You know, I've had the conversation. Well, I'm white. Oh, really? You are? Yes, I'm white. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You didn't know to tell me she was German or Dutch, you know. So I'm white. My mom said I was white.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, that's really throwing them for a loop, because you know, sometimes giving people too much credit. Like, just because somebody is of European descent doesn't mean they understand their history. Just because somebody looks like us, you know, doesn't mean they know who they are. You know, so a lot of times
they were the first slaves.
Yeah, and they don't know that. They're being lied to too.
Yeah, it's kind of like asking a Japanese guy what happened during World War II. You know, they kind of washed that out of their history. You know, and the Chinese did the same thing. Remember, the capital was Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Then it became Shanghai, because once the British released control back to them, it went from Red China. So, you know, a lot of times in some cultures, you know, you have to really say, hey, let me cut this line off right now. That way your future children don't say, hey, oh, wow, we were conquered. And that's the problem we have. We want to hold on to slavery here.
Yep. Yeah.
First thing they want to do, that's the first thing coming out of their mouth, is slavery.
Yep. You know, some people don't even want us to speak on things like the Barbary slave trade, things like that. You know, they don't even want that coming out because they think it's gonna mess up like their reparations or something. Something that Black people are never gonna get. Black people, you know.
Oh,
yeah.
Why?
I'm
gonna ask you this question, man. I know you know the answer, but just for all our viewers out there, because we love y'all, man. But I can't get on an airplane and fly to black.
Exactly.
I can't drive to black. Where is black from?
What
continent? What country?
in Africa? Somebody.
Somewhere. I want to know
somewhere.
what the flag looked like. I want to see the treaty with black.
Yeah.
Other than it being on my car or being on the pavement of the road.
Yeah. So if y'all missed it earlier, Sheik was speaking on SF 181, where it gives you the government race classifications, and they let you know that the whole black African American race classification is disconnected from everyone. Everybody else is connected to an original people, you know, of the planet, except for black. You know, black are just from some people somewhere in Africa. All right. And that was a label, you know, that was placed on you a long time ago. They keep changing the wording up and everything, but it's just placed on you to keep you in that third class citizen status, you know, slave status, dead in the law.
Yeah, okay? I'm about to say, it ain't even a citizenship thing, man. It's just flat out. I'm here and you're supposed to be under my shoe.
Exactly. Yeah, somebody said Webster is where black is located. In Webster's dictionary, I think that's what they meant. Mm-hmm. So all right, we have some more questions. But I can relate to that, what you were saying about walking around with your fez on and the reactions and things you get to from people. I know, like, sometimes people that are in the know, okay, like you were saying, was Lebanese or whatever, he's like, it's not my job to wake you up. You know, I get where they're coming from, because I see, like, maybe that's one of the reasons they can come into this country. You know, you can't tell them who they are, but like I've seen that too, walking around, you know, full garb, maybe wife with me, she got the turban on, or I'm out just with the fez on. And there's some people who are in the know who are of European descent, and they're Shriners, okay? And they will talk to me openly about this stuff, you know? And it's like, I'm not in the shrine, I'm not in the lodge, but you know, I'm thinking, you know, figuring it out for myself, that they must be able to talk to me because I'm in the know. You know, I didn't take an oath or anything, but I know that if they didn't know I was a Moorish American, they wouldn't say any of that stuff at all.
Well, like I said, your response is going to be much different with a nationality. Even I've had probably more Asian people in the last 5 years, when I got my fez on, representing my national divine and creed, holler at me. You know, it's like
Islam.
You've become an ambassador. You know, they already know who you are. You know, like I said, the Chinese, we taught them Taekwondo.
Yeah, Islam.
You know, why do you think we keep naming our kids Tai, Quan, and Domain? You know what I'm saying? But see, you've been educated. I'm sorry, you've been indoctrinated here. I'm not to say educated. You've been indoctrinated. That spell has been put on you right here in your own homeland.
Yep.
So when you go somewhere else, you don't know how to act.
Islam.
You know, other than take your label of black and go over to Europe and you're saying black and they're looking at you like, oh, wow, okay. And the crazy thing is, and you know, they're working that spell pretty good. Because when you look at it, all your rappers, they go global. You know, they'll say, well, a nigga like me.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm black. Black makes me feel good. Black is where it's at. Yeah. Black is my lifestyle. Black is my hat. You're like, wow. And then you got a 5-6 year old and they thinking black, you know, is where it's supposed to be at. Yep. So that spell, you have to break that spell, man. That's some hellified witchcraft going on there.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember Styles P, one rapper, he had a song years ago, a hit that was called I'm Black. You know? Yeah. That was the hook. I'm black.
I'm a slave.
That's him, though.
He might have I'm a slave.
Yeah, yeah. If he was up on that, I don't think he would have put that song out, you know, if he knew better.
Well, a lot of times it comes down to I'm getting this check and my pockets is fat.
Yeah.
You know, that too, like I said, your own people put you in slavery.
Yeah, that's
You know,
true.
because I'm quite sure by now they've ran into conscious people. I
Yep.
mean, you'd hope. But like some people can't let it go.
That's
I've had the
true.
conversation where people have told me, well, my mama said I was black. You know, if you thought that little thing on Facebook with what's her name? The young rapper, one beefing with Minaj.
Oh, Cardi B. Cardi B.
Yeah, you know, they got a thing when she look, my mama said I wasn't black. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But when you look at that,
Yeah.
I've been through that, you know.
Uh-huh.
You know, I used to couldn't stand it when somebody, hey, my nigga, can you come over here right quick?
Yeah. Yeah.
I shook that a long time ago when I was just when I was coming into seeing light. And I used to tell people, I go in the gas station, hey, my nigga, can you give me some change? Dude, you call me a nigga again, we don't have some problems.
Exactly.
Oh, mom, my bad, bro. I'm bruh. But see, because, and my ignorance versus his ignorance, we had Coke 45. We had more liquor.
Yeah.
So I didn't make the situation any better.
Mm-hmm.
Now I look at him and say, brother, please don't call me that.
Yeah.
A lot of them, I say, I got nationality, and so do you. We're Moorish Americans. We're Moors.
Yeah.
Oh, no, well, I thought we was African American. No, we descendants of Afrikaans. But your people were already here.
Exactly.
You know, and I had a guy telling me, well, Ancestry.com. Everybody I meet tell me Ancestry.com has put them in Liberia or Nigeria.
Yeah.
So you done paid. Not only have they lied to you for free, now you paying them to lie to you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest, you're not getting my DNA. I'm sorry. You already got enough of it. You already got enough of it. And I'm just waiting on somebody to do a study on the DNA that's on point as to being here. But that's like GM making a car that never rusts.
Yep.
So you got to go out and go looking for it. And we have enough, like I said, technology out here for us to stop being the way that we are. You know, we have to. And it starts with our children. Because with us, you know, I'm about 50 now. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a little bit from being 50.
Uh-huh.
So, which means, like I said, I had to start out with my 12-year. I started out with my daughter when she was 17. And so now I'm at the point now, I got to start off with my grandchildren. I got some rebellious kids.
Yeah.
And I had one who just finally is beginning to click at 25 for him. Finally.
Islam to that.
But I got two more, like I said, they enjoy being black, and it used to hurt my heart. Now it doesn't bother me. Mm-hmm. Because sooner or later, you'll reap the benefits, you know, of what Allah has blessed us with.
Islam.
You know, once we take those stereotypes off of us. Like I told him. I told him a long time ago, I said, you know, slaves can't speak to the judge. And he just looked at me like, what do you mean? I can go in there. I said, he's not obligated to talk to you.
Islam, you know? It's true, man. Yes.
So, you know, and that's the thing, you know. And I told him, once you do claim your nationality, stay out of their way. They don't want you in their court system. You got a nationality. This is your homeland. And you running around here with Ronald Isley behind you with footsteps in the dark. You don't see nothing.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You know, so to all the viewers out there, you know, you have to start with your children. And then we have to get our own schools.
Yes.
We have to begin teaching our children. We have to, because they're not. Like I said, at one point, they gave you Black History Month was a week.
Uh-huh.
Then they gave you 28 days.
Yep.
You know, and they call it Black History.
Yep.
They call it Black History.
Yep. Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, you know,
And that's
and
true
and
too.
it's
Like,
sad. It's really sad that no matter how much you talk nationality, and they told you you was either gonna take up the word Negro or Indian.
uh-huh.
And then a lot of us, we like I said, like Malcolm said, we don't like that word Aboriginal or
Yep.
Aborigine. We don't like that word, but
Yep.
we love the word black. We don't like the word indigenous. You will
Yeah.
get reparations once you stand up and prove to the world that, hey, we have a government. And we got that.
Yep.
We got
And
that.
that's why y'all need to get in the temple.
Yeah.
That's it right there. 'Cause,
And
a lot of people, I get where a lot of people are coming from, saying that they've experienced, maybe they had bad experiences with the temple, or they feel like, you know, there's a lot of work to do, you know, because maybe the structure, or there were, you know, issues with the leadership. But it's like, it's ours, and we have to clean it up. We can't just leave it like that. It's on you. It's on
yep.
me. It's on Sheik. It's on us. You know, we can't.
Mm-hmm.
What we gonna do? Just leave it and try to, you know, because even with the other shows that we have with other people speaking on here too, um, everyone that knows is pretty much saying the same thing. You know, we have to, you know, go in with our eyes open. Okay, you can't go in naively, but
Mm-mm.
you know, nobody that knows is telling you to just leave the temple alone. Just stay away. All right, we got to clean it up. Who else is going to fix it? It's an instrument for us to use. So, you know, that's on you. That's on us.
That's why you got so many infiltrators in here. Put it to you like this. You know how we ended up with so many tribes over here?
How's that?
Not getting along, not trying to work and build.
Uh-huh.
Uh, like I said, the Dutch did that better. The Dutch did that real good in Africa.
Yeah.
And they've got documentation that says how once they were together and began arguing and fighting amongst themselves, so we all in the same house. So you take your family, you go this way, I go this way, that way. Next, you know, we divided.
Yep.
And then you got your views and I got my views. And all of a sudden, here comes the oppressor. He's going to take full advantage of it.
That's right. Antoine said, no, the problem is no matter what differences we have, we need our nationality cards and documents.
We just flat out need our nationality because it's already a precedent's been set who we are since they turned on the lights here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, great answer, Anthony, and I can ride with that answer as well. But all we got to do is start claiming our nationality and who we are. Let them have that word black. Let them get that word Negro.
Yeah.
Let them have their words. Like I said, let them have their religion back.
Yeah.
The prophet said, give that back to them.
Yeah.
That's theirs.
Yep.
We don't want it. We don't need it. For those who don't know, oh man, I got an old book and I just ripped the page.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, peach pages. For those who don't know, and I usually tell people, what has black done for you? What has being black done for you? You heard people, oh man, they doing this to me because I'm black. Well, if black is a problem, get rid of it. You got to get rid of it.
Yep.
You know, they get paid. Here's another thing. You getting pimped around the clock all day. They get paid off of that word. When you check that box, African American and black,
yep,
they don't even put colored on there no more. They don't even put Negro. They told you, black sounds good or African. It's still referring to you being black or Negro. You know the word Negro, what? That's Spanish.
Yep.
For black.
And people ought to
France, it probably says Nor, black.
People ought to see. People ought to see that they change our label up every couple years, like it's a fad. You know,
Yeah, every 20 years or something. Like I said,
we go
in the
along with it.
70s, I didn't hear that word African American until about 1980.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started doing my research. And like I said, I was young. And I couldn't tell nobody grown, especially, my tree roots come from straight out of Florida and Alabama. I mean, Florida and Mississippi by way of Alabama.
Yeah.
And like I said, some people in my family, I couldn't tell them nothing. They'd shut me down. I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, you black. Only letting them folks bring, but it's a spell. It's a spell that's been casted on them. A lot of times you get those grandparents that knew they wasn't black or colored. Oh, we got some sugar on camera.
Okay.
You don't get it when she get home, right? Lay up.
On my knee on.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Frederick Bay said, he said, it's the older ones that's in the position that don't want to unite for a greater cause. The prophet said our power is in unity. That's true to a degree, but there's some older ones that's not with that mess, though. That's not an excuse to leave the temple, but, and I get what people are saying. Maybe it's not a cool environment. Some of the temples may be in disarray, and, there's things that make people want to stay away, but man, it's your tool.
But guess what?
Go ahead.
But at the same time, you got to realize the church is in the same state, because those are Moorish too.
Islam.
So it's like everywhere you look at it, it's a sham. It's a mess.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So
add to that, everyone's having those issues, like you said, even in the Nation of Islam. Even when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was alive, he had people trying to take him out, trying to take over. And I mean, these issues are just like, they're gonna exist as long as we're here and we're dealing with the lower self. It's not an excuse. There's no.
It was happening then, and it's still happening now. It was happening back then, and it's happening now. The Prophet Muhammad, they tried to eat him.
Wow.
I don't know if you've ever read that they tried to kill and they tried to eat him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, when Jesus was in it, they tried to attack him. We got a bad habit of not being able to unify.
Yep.
And when I look back at the Hittites and all that, they're constantly fighting. So we just have to get our stuff together.
Yeah.
And once again, it starts by being able to sit down and look. Here's the thing. I can't hurt you, because when I see you, I see Allah. I see the Creator in you. And in the Creator's eyes, I see a part of me, because I came from the Creator. And that's another thing. The same thing with our sisters. We can't get ourselves together till we help them get themselves together, and they get themselves together, because the child comes. See, you get your nationality. I'm glad this came. You get your nationality from your mother, not your father.
Exactly.
And so for those who don't know that, but your nationality comes from your mother. If the mother ain't right, the child ain't right. And that's what we got right now. Not to put that on y'all sisters, because we done fell so far down the chute. But that is the biggest way they got us. Simple fact is, when you look at Section 8.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
The greatest way for them to conquer us was, you take the Moorish woman. And then you can everything else will get washed out of the equation.
That's
Get control
true.
of the woman, you got the nation.
Islam. All right, we have some questions too. Well, actually, we have a lot of questions. All right,
Tell
you
them it'll
ready?
be $350 a question, and they can send that to my bank account.
All right.
No, I'm just messing. I love y'all. This is the prophet's work. You know what I'm saying? I can't sell this to you.
Uh-huh.
I can tell you about it. I can't sell. I'm not here to sell nothing to you. This light was already here.
Islam. All right. Okay. Which taxes do we pay? How do we fill out our W?
Regardless. You don't pay taxes regardless.
How do we fill out our W-4 or pay taxes?
Who asked that question? Don't. I'm not here to attack you. But
let's see.
No, don't even say the name. Don't even say the name. But listen, I pay taxes right now until we get our own government. But even then, the prophet said, "I need finances, and I need it bad." You know, through taxes, you pay an army, a navy. You know, everybody's so into not want to pay taxes. You're going to have to pay taxes no matter what, bar none. I don't care if you leave and go to Africa, Europe. You're going to have some kind of taxation.
That's true.
You're going to have to. So get rid of that one. Now, you can be tax exempt on certain things. But what if we have our own Moorish school systems and nobody want to pay taxes?
Yeah.
If you don't want to pay taxes, you don't want to pay nothing.
Yeah.
That's just the bottom line, you know.
And the setup is here if we use it correctly to benefit us, you know.
The prophet set up a trust. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But we got to get ourselves together.
Exactly.
We have to get ourselves together.
Exactly.
You know, and I'm saying this for all Moors. We can't continue to keep battling and fighting. You know what I'm saying? See, they're not too much bothering us. We bother ourselves.
Yep. Yeah, that's true.
You got those with a nationality, and then you got those without a nationality. And then the ones that's so-called conscious, they want to argue with somebody else who's so-called conscious, and then now you got a problem there.
Yeah. Yep. And then by continuing to go along with this still in this day and age, because there's some people that have this information, you know, they're conscious or whatever,
and they hold on to it,
not rolling with it, you know, and it, you know, it's like in this day and age, like the writing's on the wall. I mean, it should be obvious by now. This is real. This is what it is. So, I mean, that's one of the reasons why things are still like this. Deuce Jackson asked, is it possible for a Christian to be a legitimate Moor?
I got two answers for that. If he went over to Ethiopia, that is the original Christianity over there. And it's called Twahedo. Now, they have some here in America, a lot of those churches. But at the same time, Christianity, you're more regardless. It's just what we call Moriscos.
Yeah.
You've converted.
Islam.
And if he didn't know, that's all controlled by the Catholic Church.
Islam.
It's all controlled by the Catholic Church.
Somebody asked, was Inky a Moor?
Who was Inky? I'm gonna ask him.
I know that sounds like
give me a whole name
Samaria to me. I think that sounds like ancient Samaria to me.
Oh, Samaria. Well, they were all.
Oh, Moors. You know what? Okay, I'm not really gonna go in on it, but there's a connection to the word Bay in some ways to ancient Samaria. I think Inky, Enki had a son named Baal.
Can you see me?
No, we see a profile picture.
Can you see me now?
Nope. Okay, you
Can
back.
you see me now? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's got a huge picture of me now. I like the small picture.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead.
I was about to say with Enki, I believe Enki was like an ancient Sumerian ruler, god. He had a son named Baal, and
Okay, now the story sounds familiar now when you say Baal. You know, I read like stuff like that. When you're a kid and you just absorbing his knowledge. You know, so like I said, I'm so far down the road on this. But go ahead.
I was about to say the name.
Tell them they was
A lot of people took that title on. Yeah. A lot of people took that title on back in the day, Baal. And so Baal and El in that area in ancient Sumeria. And so there's a connection to that. And I'll pull up this information on that if I can. I'm just going off the dome. I haven't really read up on that in a while. But you had a whole lot of people that took on the ill and the bay back in the day in ancient Sumeria, and all that was tied into the ancient gods in that region. And so that's one
and you
area
gotta look
where
at what those titles mean.
You
know, with El and Bay. So, like I said, and there's a reason why they don't want you to have them here.
Exactly. All right. Okay. Well, what I was speaking on. All right. Baal was the common name of a small Syrian and Persian deity. He's still principally thought of as a Canaanite fertility deity. The great Baal was of Canaan. He was the son of El, the high god of Canaan. The cult of Baal celebrated annually his death and resurrection as part of Canaanite fertility rituals. Baal literally means Lord in the Canaanite pantheon. It was the local title of the fertility gods, right? And people, Baal was the son of El or Dagon, and a lot of people like of royal bloodlines in that area, they took on those titles, Baal and El, at the end of the name. It's ancient. It's been going on for a long time, right? So that's just something to throw out there for people.
Sound like at that time all the continents were just one. It's just one mass.
Exactly. And that might answer that question that I see Fraser Bay just asked, why they want the L and the Bay here. I mean, there's some crazy artifacts and things that have been found here that you would think were coming from Egypt and Sumeria and all types of other places in the world, like pyramids and things like that. This was a worldwide civilization, you know?
Yeah.
Even before the
like I said, we helped civilize the whole planet.
Exactly.
Now you gotta realize that and I'm gonna jump into this right quick, that Ruth was a Moabitess. And Ruth had to bring us back in favor with the other 12 tribes because the Moors were the most arrogant and the most civilized. And like I said, I don't debate, but I can put artificial currency on that all day.
Exactly.
Because, like I said, this is documented. You know, so anybody can go out there and research Ruth and how, like, she had to bring us back in favor with the other tribes because we took off.
Yep.
We took off. We began building. And see, like I said, we crossed the Ethiopic Ocean, which is the Atlantic now. Remember, they changed names of a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
That's what they do all day. Come in, rename it. And then they rename it so that you won't know the history of the place.
Exactly. So, okay, we have another question. Somebody asked, are the Yoruba Moorish? Yoruba people. So
I'm gonna ask
sounds
them,
like
what
you're
region are they from?
asking about the people from Nigeria.
Okay, once again, that's why I said, what region are they from?
Yeah.
What says that? The Tutsi, the Yoruba. I think there was Fuzz. I hope I'm pronouncing it. It was Fuzzies. The Mandingos. Anything off of that continent over there is Moorish.
Yep. And you know
the
what?
Egyptians were the Hammatites. Anything over there with melanated skin don't be Moorish. I'm sorry. And if you can't accept that answer, Asiatic.
Yep. And okay, for the Yoruba question, right? For some of the people who like practice voodoo, right? And which has obvious ties to the Yoruba people, where they have the whole Orisha pantheon of, you know, African gods, right? What do they say when you greet each other? You know, in voodoo, you say Nsala Malaikum. Nsala Malaikum. Assalamu alaikum. It's the same thing.
At the end of the day, we are all the same people.
Exactly.
The ancient Hittites, Moabite, Israelites, Canaanites. We're all the same people. If you ain't brother and sister, you're cousins.
Exactly. And so it doesn't matter if they're practicing Christianity now, is that's like growing all fast in Nigeria and in a lot of these regions over there. It doesn't matter. You know what they're doing now. They were Moors at some point in time. They're still Moors.
Still Moors. And a lot of them know that. You go to the synagogue and all that, they'll tell you. You go to Spain, they already know you're a Moor. And if you want to do your history to figure out over here, then you start in Spain.
Exactly.
You know, central and southern Spain, work your way, and then you can go on across the alley. You can go on across the river and get over here. And you will find that you are connected to these people.
All right. Sorry.
You know, it's all about putting in the work for your research. Like I said, I can tell you, and my job is not to deceive you, but everything that you hear and say from anybody, you can back it up by researching. You know, and you can start off. Do not go into the African American history or black section of the library. You don't go there. You want to know about you going to the section that says Spain.
Exactly.
And you'll see that word Moors.
Yep. Marquise in the room. He's in Detroit. He asked what basically what can he do? I just put the link in the room for msta12.net. Yep. That's Temple 12 in Toledo. Yep. Go there.
I believe we're working on a temple there. So.
In Detroit. Okay.
Yeah. So Marquise, we need to get Marquise's information.
Yeah. So definitely go to that website msta12.net. and get in touch with the Moors in Toledo. We are members of Temple 12.
Yeah. And I am the recruiter.
Great.
I do the recruitment. So they can always, like I said, inbox me on Facebook.
All right.
My phone number's on there too. So if they go on my profile, I believe my phone number should be there. If not, I'll get it there.
Hang on.
I'm putting one big loving family, man.
Okay, yeah, we got some more people in Detroit too. So yeah, I put contact Sheik Chris Gray L on Facebook, but also you could just go to our website and we can get in touch with you through there. So everybody in that.
And also, you also the website for Temple 12 as well.
Yeah. So everybody in that Detroit area, Toledo, Ohio, period. Just go to Temple 12 website. Okay. And we're going to get to some more questions. Let's see. Somebody just asked, how do we get in touch with this Sheik? So
you can find me on Facebook or hit me on Twitter at Indigenous Moor 7.
All right. Got that. We'll put the link up in the description too later on. And Fred Jackson L said, Islam for the people. How do you declare and proclaim on the record your nationality? And the Sheik's gonna answer that, but I just wanted to say, like, everybody is trying to do it outside of the temple. Not everybody, but a lot of people. Because a lot of people are finding out, you know, from the internet. And one thing about that is, okay, you have some information out there that's cool, but a lot of information is just coming from so many different places. It's like you go to the temple, there's structure, there's order. This is how it's been done for like 1913, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well over 100 years.
Right? Way over 100, yeah.
Okay, so I mean, you're gonna go off of what may or may not be cool information, or you're gonna go to the temple. So I advise people to go to the temple, and then
you end up with a lot of rogue Moors that way.
Yeah. So he said, how do you declare and proclaim on the record your nationality?
You start by changing all your bills and stuff. You know, you start by saying, this is who I am.
Islam.
You know, the minute you get your feet on the ground, say, hey, I'm William Anderson L. Notice I didn't say Bay. Just messing with y'all Bays out there. But you know, you start like that. From the minute you say it, it is what it is. You know, and then you start your paperwork on that, you know. Because trust me, no judge can grant you that. And we went over this. No judge can grant you that. You'd be a fool to walk up to a judge and have him change your name, because now you have given that state. You have sold yourself back into slavery.
Yeah, Islam.
You know, if I run up and say, hey, Your Honor, I'm sorry, Douglas L., can I change my name? What do I look like? What kind of man would I be? You know, to come and ask you for permission.
Exactly. And then they can't bestow titles of nobility anyway.
Exactly. And they can't have those titles.
Yep. And so, yeah, the more what Marquise in Detroit said, what information you need, do you want me to send it now? Go ahead and go to Temple 12, that website, msta12.net, and you know, hit the contact button on there. Or you can also,
you'll see everybody lined up, Sheik's secretary, everybody be lined up, and like I said, you can download the application.
And the people in the other areas, because somebody's in Colorado, they're asking, where's the temple in Colorado? They're trying to get, you know, with an official temple, because, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on out here. And so go to mstofa.net. Okay, go there. You can click on the locator, even if you don't see a temple. As we said earlier, still contact. Okay, still send an email to homeoffice@mstofa.net, and just, you know, let them know where you're at so that they can help you out. And definitely, you know, don't skip out on that though, you know. And the MSTFA, this is the official Moorish Temple of America, so we'll help you out there, and not on any BS.
And here's the thing. And here's the thing. Just don't get in just to get nationalized.
Yeah.
That's not going to work for you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you get in the temple, put in some work. You know, get educated, you know, on who you are, the work of the prophet. See, he already set the groundwork for you.
Yes, Islam.
You just start building from what he did. Like I said, you learn your lower and your higher self. And like I said, most of all, Moors have to learn how to love instead of hate. That's what the prophet said.
Yeah.
And once you get in there and you start practicing, you know, the ways, like I said, you're trying to get to your higher self as much as possible. You know, You're going to come in, like I said. Another thing I like to touch on is, like I said, for those who like to drink or whatever, you do that in the privacy of your home.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't be out with your fez on, or on the corner smoking weed with your fez on.
Hi.
I'm sorry. That's all lower self activity. You want to distance yourself. You don't want to give nobody a reason to doubt who you are.
Exactly.
Because I can tell you now, once the cops see that, oh, y'all tripping. You got a fez on and you tripping like that. See, you lose honor there. You're not honorable when you do that.
Exactly.
And you have to come with honor. You know what I'm saying? You begin working on yourself. And as you start working on yourself, you'll find who you are. And when you find who you are, it's a beautiful thing. Knowledge of self is wonderful. Because a lot of things, like I said, being Moorish American, like I said, a lot of us, you are what you eat. A lot of folks get out here and they drink a lot of pop and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You eat like pizza rolls and stuff like that. That's not good for you.
Yeah.
That's an abomination of your body.
And some people's living off of that food, It's not even something they just do every once in a while. Some people are like living like that or just eating that fast food like McDonald's, and they're living off of the Hot Pockets.
Dude, they used to call me Black Caesar. I used to order so many Little Caesars pizza when I was like 14.
Yeah.
They used to call me Black Caesar.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all I would eat.
Uh-huh.
My mother would cook. Nope. Going to Little Caesars. On my way to Burger King. And guess what? I can't eat that stuff now. It makes me sick.
Yeah.
McDonald's. Yeah. Man, I'd call myself on the road, headed back home to Pensacola, Florida. Shout out to Escambia County. Because I got to get them a temple down there. We got to get something set up down in the dirty South. But I stopped at McDonald's, man, and about a half an hour later, I was a done deal, man. It's cramping and everything. It's just like, it's not good at all, man.
Yeah. All right.
And if you ever notice, they put pop and stuff on sale around like when Venus, all that, the constellations started moving.
Wow.
Yeah, and you get eclipse because you're getting energy and stuff from you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you got acid in your body that's disrupting all that.
Throwing everything off. Hey, can I add something to that? Okay. Nope. All right.
Nope. No, I'm just messing with you. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. For those that don't know, I lived in Brazil for 5 years. Moved overseas with my family, right? So lived over there. And one thing that we noticed being from here and living there and coming back, man, the junk food there, okay, for the most part is expensive. It's expensive though compared to here. Like here, there's always sales. You can get like 2 candy bars for $1. There's always little specials like that. You can get, soda, like a whole 2 liter for like $2 or less, right? 6 packs, get a 6-pack of soda for like $3 and, things like that. It's not like that. It was not like that in Brazil. The bags of chips and stuff, they're going to be expensive, and the candy and all that stuff, it's going to cost, it's going to be like $7-8 or more and up. And so like, we would, because we were aware, we were looking at that, we're like, wow, they like, I don't know how it works here, but I think they must be like paying these companies the difference so that they can make a profit and sell this junk for cheap, because it's not like that everywhere else. It's like that here. They want to poison us.
Yeah, they want to hit you. I mean,
American.
Think about it. The money's in the medicine, not the cure. We have the highest rate, these Moors right here in America, with diabetes and all that.
Yeah.
Gout. Because
yeah,
we like junk, quick food, and we've gotten lazy. We need to get back to farming, man.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, that's what we need to do. We need to get back to growing our own. So you can grow a garden in your kitchen window now.
Uh-huh.
It's possible.
That's true.
It's a proven fact. You can do a greenhouse in your backyard. Instead, we want to rely on everybody else. Put it to you like this. if there's a situation like here in Toledo, we had a water crisis a couple years back. And
oh yeah.
Now imagine, and we in the Midwest here, a blizzard or something coming. Normally, you only got enough food for 2 or 3 days. What happens after that? What happens after that?
It's gonna get scary.
It's real scary. Now we're talking about
in the hood.
survival. Now, if you're a good Moor, and we do our Ramadan, and we've asked for 30 days. If you in Temple 12, you should be able to make it.
Yeah.
A month.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the greatest asset to all that is they will always give you some kind of food, whether it's good or bad. Most likely it'll be bad.
Yeah.
But what you don't do when they take your water away.
Yep. Oh yeah. Okay, just got a contact from the message from the Grand Governor. We need to let them know what we're doing in Temple 12. What's going on?
Islam.
We have a garden, a community garden. Can you expound on that?
Is he on here or no?
He's watching.
He's watching. Okay. Grand Governor Ishmael Blackshear Bey. Wonderful. And he has this garden project for Temple 12. And if I'm correct, we have 3 gardens here. And I guess I need to get those pictures up too on that garden. But we've been gardening here. That's why I said, that's why I brung that up. But I wasn't thinking about our gardening. We have a program where, if I'm correct, see, that's why he needs to get on here. But we have a program where I think you pay whatever your income is not a lot. And you can come into our garden and get the stuff you need. Because we have a lot of stuff. And we're not, like I said, we're not selling this stuff to you. We're just trying to take care of our community.
Exactly. And
you have, the year I worked in that garden, man, the collard green leaves were the size of my face.
Wow.
And I stand 6 foot 250.
Wow.
With 54-inch shoulders. So, I'm not a little dude. And like I said, and he has put in a lot of work in that garden. And then he built a garden where, what they call it, above ground garden. And we've been working in the community, and we've worked with a church on this. So that's another thing about us being Moors, Temple 12. We humanitarians, man. We'll work with anybody. Because we're all about love. But that garden is wonderful. And matter of fact, we don't have to put those pictures up so you can see. I mean, it's like we grew everything. Well, we didn't do sweet potatoes this year. But the sweet potatoes and this product he has, man.
Wow.
The seeds that he used. You're not just going to be able to just walk down the street and get those seeds at anything. So I don't know where he gets them from, but he makes sure that he's feeding and taking care of somebody, and that Temple 12's name is out there, and the prophet's name is first.
Islam root word said food is key to the nation.
Exactly. Because guess what? You got import and export, right? And we can't afford to be importing everything.
That's true. And y'all heard what I was saying, like what I've seen with my own eyes. I lived in South America for 5 years. The junk food was not cheap like it is here. Like it's cheaper than, you can imagine here. It's ridiculous. We come back here, we seeing those, McDonald's, you get any size drink, you can get a
super size
for $1. It's
for $1. You get a 2 liter for $1.
McDonald's there is expensive. All the junk food, little bags of chips and all that stuff, it's nowhere near as cheap. The people there eat kind of like how we used to eat, where they're cooking at home and doing things like that more. And so there were people that we knew who were elderly who are like in their 80s and they're still working. They're still getting up, getting out, you know, active and moving, still able to lift things, you know. And a lot of older people were like that, you know, still walking around, still doing things, not even needing a cane or anything like that. And you know, I mean, unless they got injured or something, but like, you know, like they're doing this to us on purpose. Okay, so what we're doing in Temple 12, we need to put these programs in all the temples. And if you don't have a temple where you're at, you need to go to mstofa.net, get in touch with the other Moors in your area, you know, contact the temple so that we can get this up and running everywhere.
As a matter of fact, that garden should be on the website.
Exactly. There's a, yeah, go to the website. There's a brochure on there with the information on the garden. But we have to do this. We're already doing it. Like there's some things, okay, not to be all secretive. There's some things that we're doing. We're not going to sit up and talk about online. And it's not, we're doing things, you know, right. We're doing what we're supposed to, being active and everything, but it's not for the internet. It's for real life. You know, that's why we're saying, like, you need to go ahead and get in the temple and do it for real off of here. Okay. Right. If somebody asked if they have a temple that focuses on civics and you know, basically what he said was leaves the religion out. Okay. And I guess we need to get the definition of religion up, because it may not be what you think. I know most people that are, you know, coming into consciousness or have been conscious for a minute, you want to throw away all aspects of religion, right? Because, you know, you're thinking about church, you're thinking about the things that have been used to, you know, to hold us down. I need to get that definition. But
well, the thing is, to me, is you got to believe in something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I said, religion is sometimes a way of life. You know. Exactly.
And it, I'm gonna get that definition. But there's another question too. Moorish American 720 said, "Do they have a civics class at our temple?"
Yes, we've done that in the past and again in the future.
All right.
You know, and we've done a lot of, in Temple 12, we've done a lot of things. But like I said, we want you to focus on everything, not just one or two spots. You know, we want you to focus on, you know, law. Definitely we want the prophet first. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. We're more interested in your salvation. And then we'll do the other stuff. We do everything that's meant to be in our temple.
Exactly. So I'm going backwards through the questions. Somebody asked, how do I proclaim my nationality? I want to teach my daughter. And yeah, how do I claim my nationality? So we answered that earlier. And a lot of things like,
it's a back question. So I mean, you know, where are they at? And you know, if we can get them a temple, you know, get them to a temple, or in the long run, like I said, I don't know what's the, you know, there's some things I can't talk about right now regarding, you know, a virtual temple. I can't say that now, can't talk about that. But in the near future, we have to figure out a way to get it out to people who don't have it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We have to.
A lot of
want it to be right. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of the questions that people have, you might have to just talk to someone at the temple or at, you know, face to face, because I mean, if you're trying to just glean information so that you can go out here and do it by yourself, when there's a structure, you know, a structured way to do things where you're not missing out on things, because like people don't even, you know, there's and I know this for a fact, there's tons of Moors out here that don't even know we have a constitution and ways to carry ourselves and conduct ourselves, right? And so people are not getting the basics, they're not getting the structure. And I mean, you can't skip out on that stuff. This is what the prophet brought. That's why he's on there. He actually brought this. This is real and official. And there's a ton of Moorish information out there online doesn't even mention this stuff.
Well, here's the thing. The prophet said, put me out front.
Exactly.
And you got people opening so-called temples, and there's no prophet out front. It's them out front. And that's not going to work for me. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That is not going to work for you. Two, like I said, the temple, the structure, like I said, you got your sheiks. You got your grand governor, and he's probably still watching this. Like I said, you got your grand sheiks, you know, you got your assistant sheiks. So, you know, and then you got, you know, your adepts, and then you got your members. And a lot of people I've met say they got a temple or a study group, and they don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, they don't know about holy day services. You know, Friday is the holy day for all Muslims all over the globe.
Exactly.
And we have our Sunday school. You know?
Yeah, so there are reasons for doing this stuff. And
and the prophet set it up that way. You know what I'm saying? I can't come in here and say, guess what? I'm about to open up Temple 19 or 1815 here in Toledo, Temple 2026. And this hasn't been ordained or sanctioned.
Exactly. Right.
You know, I haven't talked to my Supreme Grand Sheik. I just got something. I'm just a cat running around with a fez, probably getting ready to turn out a bunch of rogue Moors that's going to cause problems for real Moors.
Exactly. So, yeah, that's what I was just trying to say. Like, if you're just trying to get information from this to, you know, go out and do it, but you're leaving out, you know, the things that are important, you know.
Let me tell you a little story.
You're not going to get it online.
I had a situation where there was a dude, he's a Moor, and he had a little study group, and a lot of people don't pay attention when you see that word sheik or something. It means something. I just didn't wake up and say, this is who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had to be among the ones that are called faithful to get this title.
Islam.
You know, and this brother decided he wanted to attack a sister. And when I got pulled into the conversation, he turns around and says, oh, no, I let the women take care of, I let the sisters take care of women. I'm gunning after you, Sheik. Well, when I looked at the profile picture, well, you'd have been locked up 15 years.
Yeah.
So you was practicing this in prison, and you won't hear talking about the prophet said for women to sit in the back of the church and keep their mouths shut, know their place. I've never read that. My prophet didn't talk like that.
Yeah.
My prophet is on a front cover of my Quran, holding the woman up, carrying her, taking her away from the cares of the world. Got one foot on solid land. The other foot's in the water. He's holding her. And across her wound says salvation. This is my prophet's work. I don't know where that dude's prophet came from.
Yeah, to hit on that, like, okay, I'm not saying this is everybody, but some people, you know, they don't want to be in the temple for a reason. And so I'm not going to attack that, but I'm just going to hit on, like, there's some people, like, there's this guy who was out here claiming he's, you know, Moorish, whatever, got his own organization recognized by the UN. You look at him at his page, and he's like a promoter or something for some strippers, right? And it's like, well, no wonder you're so against the temple. No wonder, you know, no wonder you're against it. No wonder you don't want anything to do with anything that's like saying, hey, live right. And that's another thing. That's another reason why it's not really cool just gleaming information from all these different spots online, strictly online. You know, you have to get out there and read real physical books too. But yeah, just getting your information from YouTube and all these things, you know, they're not giving you that structure. You know, you're not supposed to be popping pills and getting high and doing all this goofy mess, you know, and claiming to be a Moor and going out. It's like, well, you might as well not wear that fez, dude. Don't be out there wearing a fez. And you're like,
he got a Moorish strip club.
You know? Yeah, a Moorish strip club. I mean, like, I guess that's a good idea. If you're supposed to be Moorish American, and you're living right, and you're
Listen,
doing as the prophet brought,
there's
no,
nothing good about
no
that
way.
idea. That is all lower self activity, man. I'm like, really, I got tears in my eyes. I'm like, you know
Yeah,
what?
you know. So I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. And then there's people like that are putting information out there, and so you're gleaming information from this, and they're not telling you the structure. You don't know what to do. Okay, so even if you think you know it all, you don't. All right, we're not supposed to just throw the temple away. Nobody said that. There's a lot of people who are wise who would tell you, even people you might think wouldn't tell you that. They'll advise you to go to the temple. Okay. And somebody said a Moor was on divorce court today. I missed that, but okay, I'm gonna ask this question. Somebody said, how do you get your paperwork filed when the county clerk refuses? Okay, wow, they didn't specify what paperwork. Looks like we lost the Sheik, but you're gonna have to specify what paperwork. Herman McKinley L. What type of paperwork you trying to file? But that's a good thing though. Like what I was just saying, man. The information online, right? For the most part, is unsourced, especially a lot of the stuff that our people's doing. The approaches aren't scholarly. There's no sources. So you don't even know where the information that you're reading is coming from or that you're watching. People are watching things online and going off on it. So, you have to be careful. Okay. And that's one of the reasons why it is good to actually contact the temple near you. Go to mstofa.net. And even if you don't see a temple on that locator, just hit the contact. Okay. And that's a good thing, because you can get the structure, you can find out, what's real and what's not. And then, going online and meeting other Moors, what's real and what's not. But if you're just out here without that structure that the prophet actually brought, it's more confusing. You don't know what's good, and also not saying just go in blindly. Of course you need to read and do research and everything, but I'm just saying, like, that structure that is important, and it was brought here for a reason. Can everybody still see and hear us? I know the Sheik just dropped off. Are we still live, people? Right. Okay, Frederick Bay, what's up? You want to buy a fez? I'm gonna give you the link. There is a Moorish American company. Finally, a Moorish American company is making fezzes. Okay. And I'm putting the link. It's moorishfez.com. You can go there. I know they're taking names like in information. So you can just fill out the contact form and it will be official. I know that for a fact. So go to moorishfez.com. All right. And that's another thing, right? Like I could hit on that real quick. Just the different aspects of the fez, like what the fez means and why your fez is supposed to be official. Like, because there's people out there that fezes don't even look like this. And you got, you have all these different types. You have people that are wearing like kufis or something, wearing like fezes for that people in Pakistan wear. And I'm not knocking any of that, but I'm saying they're not even wearing the Moorish American fez. A lot of people didn't even know that there was a difference, right? So you want to go to moorishfez.com so you can get an official fez, an official Moorish American fez. All right. And if you didn't even know there was a difference, that it even matters what type of fez you have, check this out, right? All right. Okay. I'm gonna read something to you real quick. Just bear with me. Okay, the science behind the fez, everybody. All right, listen up. Science behind the fez. It's a symbol of power, authority, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. It represents the seen and unseen, as above, so below. When one views the fez from the inside, you see the circle, 360 degrees. That's the unseen. Viewing it from the outside, you only see two circles. That's the seen. Okay, so seen and unseen. One circle is the opening where man places the crown upon his head, and the other circle is the one seen from a distance, representing the manifest. The unseen is the spiritual side that rules the physical. The seen is the manifested. So bear with me. This is going to make sense. The fez represents a model of the universe. Can seen upon close view of the top of the fez. Here, one will see the whole universe spread out in a symbolic, spiritual view, symbolic view. You'll see the throne chair of the creator, God Allah, and the thin cord that leads from Allah's heart, the throne, throne chair of the creator, God Allah. It leads across the vastness of the universe, which is represented by the 4 round spears. Can y'all see that? Fez, Moorish Americans, you're supposed to have those 4 round spears at the top of your fez. And there's a reason. It's not just air holes. It's also, it has a physical reason to allow your, your head to breathe. Okay. Keep it cool. But it also has a spiritual, symbolic reason. So a lot of people don't know that. So your Moorish American fez is supposed to have those 4 holes at the top. Can you see that? I can't even tell if that's on camera, but okay. So, all right. So you're supposed to have those holes at the top. And this is okay. Each spear represents a quarter or 90 degrees of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the universe. Each circle sits a master spirit who rules in Allah's holy name. Reaching down to the ball at the end of a short cord represents those angelic beings that carry messages that touch the chords of manifest life. Each cord represents the laws of Allah that man is to live by, and in some cases, the battles that he has fought. Okay, so y'all hearing this? There's a reason why the fez is supposed to be like this. It's not just something just to do. The tassel should be 12 inches long, right? So we're in accordance for a reason. There's a reason why you had that Moorish American fez with the tassel 12 inches long, the holes at the top. This represents the ruler. Times 2 equals the 24 elders that sit around the throne chair, the spirit of Allah. It walks the earthland and heart of man. Each inch represents more than 1,000 years in the science of age, which is 2,500 years. This represents the fact that a multitude of ages man must tarry upon each plane of existence, the manifest and the soul planes. The tassel then falls downward beyond the shoulder to the heart of man. This demonstrates the 3-step ladder known as salvation. The first step is belief. I'm not making this up. The second step is faith, and the last is fruition. The tassel represents the law, and he who wears it recognizes law, man. The fez on the head of the Moorish American Muslim demonstrates the universal law, man. So your fez is supposed to be like this for a reason, and that's why you should go to moorishfez.com. Everybody watching this, some people, you may have gotten a fez from somewhere, and it's not even like that. There's a reason why a fez is like this. It's not just the physical reason. Like I said, the holes at the top allow it to breathe, but also spiritually has important significance. Okay. So, and then it's a Moorish American owned company. So y'all need to go there and let everybody know about that. Don't send people to something owned by somebody else, go into something owned by like people that sell stuff for Freemasons and stuff like that. Not knocking the craft. I'm just saying, why send people there? Why tell people to go here when there's a company that's actually owned by real Moorish Americans and they're doing it like it's supposed to be done? They know this, you know what I'm saying? Because they're Moorish Americans. So that's where you go. And hope that answered that question, right? Okay, and we wear it like this for a reason. All right. And that's just hitting on it. That's just some of the science and symbolism behind the fez. There's more to it than that. So you definitely want to get your fez from moorishfez.com. All right. And okay, we lost the Sheik. I'll see if I could get him back in. We might go ahead and end it. The fez needs to be earned, not bought. That's true. True. But being a Moorish American, you're already a master mason at birth. All right. Okay. Maybe that's too much information, but it's true. It's true. Okay. And that's why we're allowed to do this. And that's why my tassel isn't pinned down. Like your tassel isn't supposed to be pinned down. You know, there's a reason for that. It's allowed to spin freely for a reason. There's some people who will argue with that. But if they are, they're either not in the know or they're trying to keep it a secret for a reason. They swore an oath. So I'm telling you, like, this is all symbolic of you. It's like this for a reason. And yes, you already can wear the fez. That's true. Antoine, you saying not really? What are you talking about? The tassel being pinned down? That's true. Like, you know, the Shriner's tassel's pinned down for a reason. It's not allowed to spin freely. And it's not just, you know, something cosmetic. All right. Jewel said, yeah, why file paperwork with the person you call an oppressor? Know yourself. That's true. That's true. To a degree. Nard, okay, you're saying, okay, somebody's asking, is being a Mason okay? I'm not really the one to speak on that, but what we are going to do, we're going to have on this, hang on, let me look at the calendar. On October 16th, the master teacher, Abdullah Bey, and Sheik Chris Gray L are going to speak on that topic, Freemasonry and Moorish science. Okay. So you definitely, if you haven't subscribed, you need to subscribe and hit the little notification thing. It looks like a little bell. Hit that. Okay. Cause that's going to be a very interesting discussion. And, I mean, there's reasons why both of them are experts on that topic. All right. And so, you know, I'm not here to down the craft. Like, I'm not going to do that. And I've never been in the lodge, so I can't really speak on it. All right. Break it down for the newcomers. How come Moorish Americans are born master masons? All right. Okay, well, first off, just off tops. All right. The craft, Freemasonry, was created by the Moors. The Moors are the caretakers of the knowledge and wisdom from the ancient mystery schools. Okay. The ancient mystery schools kept the information for ancient civilizations. And this is going to be going out there, but, you know, I'm kind of mystical minded. So that's why I'm going to speak on the information from the ancient mystery schools is coming from these civilizations of antiquity before prehistory, like Lemuria. Okay. And when these civilizations were going down, they kept the information alive for initiates, people who proved themselves to be worthy of this information. And then in the satellite civilizations like ancient Egypt, okay, these were the civilizations that kept some of that wisdom and knowledge going and were still able to live at a high level even after Lemuria and Atlantis fell. So they had them over here. That's why you got the Olmecs and all this stuff. You know, that's why you have pyramids in Cambodia, in Ohio, you know, all over the place, right? So these ancient civilizations kept that knowledge and wisdom here through the ancient mystery schools. And it was only for initiates, and you didn't graduate until you were like 33, which is symbolic of masonry, right? 33 degrees. So people, you know, had to be like 33 or 42 before they were even really considered an adult as far as being, you know, an initiate, being an adept in the mystery schools. And so out of this, the people who we call Moors were the caretakers of that knowledge and information. And this is also why they were able to continue having high societies even after our people went into cocoon status. All right. And so if your people are the ones who created the information that you get in Freemasonry, which is the watered down version of the information from the ancient mystery schools. If your people are the ones who created this, all right, and they have to go to the 33rd degree in most cases. You know, I just found out that Prince Hall Masons can get if you have to symbolically go up to this 33rd degree, 32nd, and then get, you know, the honorary 33rd before you can become a Shriner. All right. This is showing that, okay, this is what they have to go through, okay, to symbolically, okay, be a Moorish son, a Shriner. And we don't have to go through that because our ancestors created this system. They created it. Plain and simple. All right. And so, yes, you are born a Master Mason. It's already in you. And it's time for us to start waking up. And so that's like literally and figuratively how and why we're born Master Masons. It's already in us. You know, it's not saying you don't have to do anything in life. You don't have to do great things or actually get out and learn. It's just saying it's already in us. We're not bound by the same rules. We don't, you know, it's not saying that we don't have rules and don't have anything that we have to do. It's just saying that we're not bound by the same rules. We're not. All right. So that's it on that. You're already born Master Mason. Isn't that amazing? And some people still, you know, are fighting this information for some reason. Makes no sense to me. All right. Let's see. Okay, somebody was answering that question about being a part of a Masonic organization. It's our birthright to practice the science. Yeah, it is ours. It is. But the thing is, though, you don't have to go into the shrine, you know, but I'm not knocking it. You know, like I said, I'm not really qualified to speak on that. I'm not a Mason. And I've never been in the lodge. All right. Let's see what else we got. What somebody asked, what do you think about going through RV Bay publications to get paper seal, like name correction, declaring nationality? I don't know. I've never dealt with them. You have to ask somebody else. I'm not gonna sit up here and like down anybody or any Moorish, you know, any, you know, Moorish organization. I mean, I'm advising people to go through the temple because just like a week and a half ago when we had Brother Taj on here, he was telling people study going to the temple with your eyes open, you know, and like when you look at it like that, that's fulfilling, you know, the prophecy, the new Moors coming in with their eyes open. You know, you can't stay away just because there's issues. There's issues everywhere. Everyone's got them. Nation of Islam got them. Like Sheik said earlier, the church has them. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. So that if that's the excuse for staying away, it's not good enough. You know, especially if you know this is true. It's on us. We can't stay away. We got work to do. You know, and that's it. Plain and simple. We got work to do. You can look around and see we got a lot of work to do. It's everything has been infiltrated. Everything, you know, is out of order. All right. All right. And I'm saying, like I said earlier, got to get into the temple and get that structure. Okay. Because there's still a lot of people who don't know the basics and they don't even know how important that is. Like I was saying, you got people, you know, doing some foul and messed up things and they're doing it publicly and they're claiming to be Moors and they're claiming to be some type of Moorish leaders. All right. And they're out here doing, you know, things that they have no business doing. So like, you need to know about this. You need to know so that you're not out here doing it. All right. And that's just one of the reasons why. Okay. So let's see. We might go ahead and end this early. Yeah. All right. And once again, go to mstofa.net. All right. mstofa.net. Jewel said we're not born master masons. Well, we are, you know. And then how you gonna say that? That's our science. We created it. We created it. Okay, the Sheik's back.
Islam.
Okay, what do you think
I ran
about
out
that?
of minutes on my phone.
Let me ask you a question. You just pop back in. I'm about to ask you a question right off bat. Are we born master masons? Right. Would you say Moors are born master masons? Am I wrong?
Oh, wow. You don't stick me with that one, huh? Well, Mason means mother son or my son. So hold on one second. Kai. Had to go. I'm having a problem with the word master.
Yeah.
That's my problem.
Mm-hmm.
But Mason, my son. So we all mother sons.
Islam.
So
Islam. Okay, can I ask you a question? All right. I know you had told me earlier Prince Hall Masons can become Shriners after the 3rd degree.
Yeah, now at first you had to be either a 32nd or a Templar. Okay. Which up the York side, which is the equivalent. And so now they open the door for 3rd degree.
Okay. Are any of the other like lodges able to become Shriners after like the 3rd degree? Well, I don't know. You know, I'm asking you to speak for all lodges that you know of.
I missed you because it kind of like so I didn't hear it.
Are there any lodges that you know of that also allow them to become Shriners after the 3rd degree?
Yeah, well, Prince Hall made it that way. So as for your ancient free and accepted lodges, you know, it might be the same thing, you know, it's pretty much about the money.
Yeah.
You know, but like I said, I know during the time about 11, 12 years back when I was in masonry. Hold on. It might try to trip again. I don't know what's going on here. But you could kind of like, you know, after you finish your degree work, to say, hey, come on, if you want to join the shrine. A lot of people frowned on that, you know, but that's what they were doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Malik asked, why is nationality and business intertwined?
Well, I wouldn't want to do business with somebody who didn't know who they were.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know,
and I remember,
you know, that's why a lot of times when you go into the Chinese store, you're dealing with some cats from over on the other continent, the price is higher for you.
Yeah.
You know, it's because that's a sin. That's a sin to not know your nationality. I mean, that's dishonor.
Exactly.
You know. So that's the biggest thing is that's what they work off of. Now, me and you could sit here and say, hey, we'll help them brothers out down the street. But when you're dealing with somebody coming from China, Japan, India, and they say, well, I'm working with this black man. They already know, like, this thing don't work.
Yeah.
They don't work.
Okay, yeah, he's saying like from a political point of view, too. Why is nationality and business intertwined from a political point of view?
Well, like I said, if you go back to earlier what I read in Black's Law, because with a nationality, you belong to a group or a nation.
Yeah. Exactly.
Business-wise, you're doing business with a nation.
You know, when this country is supposed to be at war with other countries, their people are still coming over here in a lot of cases, some cases, they're still doing business together.
Oh no, you're doing business.
You know, like you remember Hugo Chavez in Venezuela? Like U.S. didn't like him. You know, they have reasons for that, but they were still getting oil from Venezuela. Isn't Citgo owned by Venezuela? But
yeah, but let me tell you this. Henry Ford was making money on both sides of the war.
Yeah.
A company called Opel. He owned Opel. Opel was building Panzer tanks. Ford was building. You got Jeeps. You got right here in Toledo. You got a Jeep, right? Which is a Fiat Chrysler. Now, but when his Willys Overland was doing Jeeps, and so was Ford. So there were two versions of the Jeep during World War II they were building. And Henry Ford was making money on both sides.
Yeah. Yeah.
So imagine that. So, and remember the word, the name German. I mean, the word Ford, the name Ford is German actually too.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So now you're talking about politics. Poly meaning many, and a tick of the blood sucking leech. So yeah, but that's how the European gets down.
Exactly.
Does that answer the brother's question? Or was that your question?
No, that was his question. Yeah, he didn't say anything else. I don't think. I'm going to move on to the next question. How did you get your paperwork filed when the county clerk refuses? Oh man, yeah, that person there, they didn't even specify what they were talking about either.
Well, here's the thing. Like if that's something person they want to inbox me and ask me, because I'm like I said, I'm not gonna get into discussing law on here.
Yeah.
Because I don't want somebody to, like Todd said, run with it, go flying through the court system. Now if you're my temple, like prime example, you, like I said, I can advise you or have one of the other sheiks advise you on it. So, so I want to be very careful about teaching people law.
Somebody asked, what's the relationship with the Israelites?
You know what? All I can say is they're my brothers, cousins, sisters, uncles, and aunts.
Exactly. And
that's all I can tell you on that. I'm not too familiar with their religion. And like I said, technically, like I said, even dealing with my, a lot of us have Christians in our family. Exactly. So I'm not to bash them down or talk ill of another religion. But the relationship is, if I see one, I can hug them and give them a handshake. Love is a universal tool.
Exactly. Islam. And if they're talking about the Hebrew Israelites, it's like definitely those are our people. And if they're talking about the Israelites, though, what if they're talking about the ancient Israelites? What is our relation to them?
Like I said, like we had with all the other tribes. Like I said, I get into it with my cousin or brother, you love them, like I said. So the relationship is we all are the same people.
Exactly.
Just got a different name.
Exactly. All right. Somebody asked, how important is the Constitution as it relates to the movement? Like, in your opinion?
Very important. The prophet said, we are part and partial. That has a lot to do with us, that Constitution. And we have the right to exercise it. Now, the Negro, colored, or black person can't. He gets little or Nathan. And the prophet set that up. He told you, hey, you part and partial of the said government.
Yeah, so that too, like, hits on what somebody else asked, because they were saying, that basically we have no military in place to protect our nation. And then someone else said, if we're in our constitutional fold, the army protects us. You said that earlier, right?
That second answer, like I said, under that flag, you have an army and a navy.
Exactly.
Now, keep in mind, you do got Moors in service. There are L's and Bays in service.
Exactly.
So, put it to you like this: when a contract runs out, the European leave. Like I said, like when they left South Africa, they left Brazil, and any other place. You know, when you think about that, think about how long it took the Israelites to probably get themselves established once leaving from under the Pharaoh.
Yeah.
You know, and this don't take us a minute to get ourselves together.
Exactly.
You know, it's not gonna happen. You know, because you still gotta get decolonized.
Yep. You can't be out here discouraged, you know, because it's not happening overnight.
Yeah,
we didn't
we're
get
waking
into
up
this
slowly.
situation
We're
overnight.
waking up slowly.
Yeah.
Put it to you like this: do you think 20 years ago? Well, how old are you? Like 2 now?
Yeah. Exactly. Yep.
But you know, maybe 25 years ago, if I was in your shoes, I probably wouldn't have had an audience like this. You know, we're waking up slowly, you know, but it's so much what's in the DNA that's ingrained in us from the ancestors. So it ain't like me and you waking them up. We might say something, but it's already there. We just got to bring it to the surface.
Yep.
And once we bring it to the surface, we watch out now.
Yeah, it's happening on time. That's the wave. That's how come so many people starting to realize nationality matters. It's in us. It's time.
The whole planet works on nationality.
Yeah.
You know, the whole planet. All the governments. The prophet said it.
Yeah.
You know, you got to show your nationality, your divine creed to the governments of the world. They accepted it, you know. They already know who you are. Like I said, but the black guy, you civilly dead. You in no man's land.
Yep. Yeah. Moreno Bay said parcel equals land equals estate.
And I like, a Mo that can get in there and, you know, do their work, put their job in. You know, it's humid, man. I feel like I'm in Florida, man.
Yeah. Islam.
But yeah, so getting back to it, like I said, nationality is the key.
Yeah. Islam. So did you want to go in on anything else? Because it looks like we went through all the questions.
I think I'm gonna lay it down. And peace and love to everybody. And sorry, you know, where I was at, like I said, you know, AT&T is tripping.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so like I said, once it died, like I said, it took so long to get plugged back in. But like I said, hey.
Yeah. I hear you, but you came back and you hit on something important too.
Oh yeah? You want to tell me what that is?
We hit you with I'm trying to remember. We hit you with something as soon as you came back in here.
Oh no, I ain't. The ancestors answer that, man. I'm just here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just here. But
exactly. And somebody just said we only 3/5 of a man. The other 2/5 is flag and national.
I can ride with that. I can ride with it. I can defend that all evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, you know, and we had this situation before. You under a banner and the oldest flag on the planet. As far as I know of.
Exactly.
You know. So as long as we got that, you got a dual citizenship. And Moors need to start acting accordingly. You got that? Because no matter where you go at on this planet, you are representing the Moorish Empire. No matter where you go. If you in your proper status And I'm gonna use that word proper. If you're in your proper status, can't nobody tell you nothing different. Nothing.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. It's true.
Because at the end of the day, they want to be you.
Yep.
You know, it's called mimic.
Yeah, you don't even have to look that hard to see it. It's obvious. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You know, they want your bloodline, your DNA, your identity. They want it all. You know, because you are blessed, like I said. You are the Elohim.
Your measure. Yep.
Yeah, you are the product of the All High, the Almighty, the grand architect of the universe. You are the product. You are the blueprint. And a lot of us don't want that. We want to be something. We want to be black. Something that you were never called.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, as long as we want to be that way, you're going to have those problems.
Uh-huh. And anybody watching this, man, you know, I can't see anybody still stuck on that status, you know, especially with, you know, what he said about the SF-181. I mean, you could just go look it up on your own and see how this stuff is valid. You can see it on the government websites detailing what that label means, you know, and it's already known. It's just, it's common knowledge now. We didn't make these terms up. We didn't define ourselves. These were created for us. So it's obvious. Nobody on here should be on that mess anymore. It should be, you know, just understood. You have to, you know, proclaim your nationality. You have to do it. You can't, especially if you have children, you know, you can't bring them up into that. You know, you can't put that burden on them. It's on us. We have to fix this mess. We have to get with the Moorish Divine and National Movement and, you know, get things rolling now. You know, they've already been rolling, but, you know, we need to take it even further, and we need to carry out, you know, what the prophet originally brought. Okay, you still there, Sheik? All right, so it's getting later. We're gonna go ahead and shut it down. Thank you everybody for coming in here. Thank you everybody for joining, and peace, love. Check out the show. October 16th. I'm gonna plug that. The 16th, we're gonna have the brother Abdullah Bey. He's gonna be speaking with Sheik Gray L. If the Sheik is still here, he can tell you a little bit about that. It's gonna be a great discussion. Also going to be speaking with Asia the Duke of Tears later this week, Friday. Okay. So make sure you go to the website moorsinamerica.com. And for all the people out there that asked about temples, trying to find out, you know, what you can do where you're at, go to mstofa.net. mstofa.net. Okay. That's the website for the Moorish Science Temple of America. Look on the locator, see if there's a temple near you. And if you still don't see it, just contact the home office at mstofa.net. All right. And tell them where you're at, and, you know, get you situated straight. Be up here in the Ohio area, Michigan, Indiana, up here by us, msta12.net, Temple 12. Okay. And shoot, that's it, man. If you have any questions, you can email me directly, bay@moorsinamerica.com. And of course, if you haven't already done so, subscribe. And like I was saying earlier, man, there's an actual company owned by some Moorish Americans, and they have the fez, and it's the official Moorish American fez. So you have to go there to moorishfez.com. And any other Moors, real Moorish Americans out there, you have businesses, hit me up. Let me know what you're working with. Just email me at bay@moorsinamerica.com, and we'll talk. All right. And that's it on that. Peace. See y'all Friday, Seer, and see you on the 16th. All right. Peace.